Hi, Kat. Okay, where do I begin? First of all, well done for putting something wonderful like this together. And I mean that. I think this could be a real benefit to a lot of people and help a lot of people. But let's just dive straight into what the dilemma is. Well, according to you, it's getting people signed up to this event. Now, as you probably already know, I do have a soft spot for you, so I'm happy to help. And I'm happy to do so because I believe in what you do. There are a lot of layers that I see could use adjustment, could be improved, albeit I'm assessing this from an overview. But with my experience, I do suspect that if we were to speak and I were to ask you questions to delve a little bit deeper, I would probably be right about the foundational issues that I'm guessing are at play here. So I'm not going to go into every single aspect of it because, frankly speaking, it would just be too in-depth and too expansive for what you really need right now, which are quick fixes, I think. Yeah. So the stuff that I'm going to be going over for the April event are, shall we say, cosmetic fixes, more surface fixes, with the deeper underlying issues still very relevant, but probably more so as a template for the May event and any other event that you do moving forward. Now, I'm afraid to say I have to give you a virtual rap on the wrist, okay? there, there are a few things here which are foundational basics that we went through many moons ago now, but still, I would have hoped that they would have stayed with you. But that's why they say the saying goes sometimes or when needed, the coach also needs a coach. Before I dive in, Kat, just wanted to get something out of the way. I really don't mind spending time on this now, and I have spent time on this to give you my professional assessment. I'll provide you with the notes as well, which will be attached to this email. At a later stage, after this April assessment, I'm also happy to delve into your May event just to understand in a bit more depth what you've already done or what you're planning to do to market it in order to get more signups and quote unquote close more sales for the event. I'm happy to do all of that complimentary, not charging you for it. Now, I know you still have some unused sessions that you paid for with me. That was, of course, over 2 years ago now. And I know that things have happened in your life. So, although I was regularly reminding you to take those sessions, it just wasn't possible at the time. Now, normally it would have an expiry date, and certainly over 2 years, it's gone past its sell-by date. But I'd like to offer what I'm about to do with you now as a gesture of goodwill, because I want to help you, but to do more in-depth consultancy and coaching to help you with the May event, which I think has promise. I'm happy to guide you with that and help you with that, but that would be on a paid basis. Okay, so just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, let's dive into the good stuff and give you some of my thoughts on quick fixes on this April event. First off, some simple things. You've posted on Facebook and to promote it, which is great, but I don't see any URL or telephone number or email address in the description to help people ask for more information or to make a direct booking. Now, obviously, I know it's in the video, but don't expect that people will watch the entire video to get to the end. Make it easy for them. So always include it in the description as much as possible, or always, in fact. And since you are the poster of you're the person who posted the video, you can also be the first to leave a comment. And I believe that on Facebook it allows you to pin the comment, or if that's not the case, you can certainly be the first to leave a comment with information or a URL to bring people directly to a booking page, which is a landing page, or to leave some sort of contact details that they can get in touch with you, or even just a simple, invitation to DM you or to PM you, right? People like things snappy and easy as well. So if you can offer something quite polished sounding in return for them inquiring, such as DM me or PM me, and I'll send you an event brochure or an event e-flyer or an event pamphlet, something like that. Gets people a little or a lot more excited than DM me. You know what I mean? Okay, and at around 1:33 in the video, you do have the contact details, but I'm sorry to say this is just it's too busy. For a start, you can't click it on the video anyway. So you can't copy and paste it if you're watching the video, if you see what I mean. And people are just not going to remember this to remember it to type it into a URL. You are much better off just keeping it simple with either an email address like you've got here or a straightforward phone number. And if you can offer something in return for them doing that action, that would be even better. So like I said previously, get in touch and I'll send you and I'll provide you with a PDF or a brochure, or even you can go the extra mile. Get in touch and I'll provide you with a discount code, which will give you X amount off, right? Just as an idea. And if they do get in touch and you do give them the discount code, make it time sensitive. So here's a discount code. If you can book by or before a certain date, you can get off, right? So I always tell my clients this, yeah, be as generous as you want to be with discounts and discount codes and all that good stuff, but always set a time deadline. Otherwise, it lacks that punch to incentivize people. People respond to urgency, but you have to make it urgent. You can't just leave it for them to decide whenever they decide to do it, right? Fair is fair. Here's a discount, but you've got to use this discount code by this date. Because I'm blind, I don't see any mention of pricing in it. Now, I don't think I'm alone in this, but when an ad or an offer mentions all this great stuff that it's going to provide me and doesn't mention price or even a price range or a starts at this price, I feel uneasy. So unless I'm off my mark here, all this hard work that you've done with this great video almost undoes itself by not even mentioning a price range. If you really don't want to mention it in the video, that's okay. At least have it in the description. Have it somewhere. I don't know. I think consumers, the market is a lot more savvy now. Or maybe it always has been. Having some sort of price range is a good thing in that it's either a neutral or it's a positive, or it's also a positive if it puts certain people off because they're clearly not your avatar. And that's another subject we're going to delve into, Kat, the avatar. You could even have the full price in the video, and then in the description, as I mentioned, you can have some mention of a time-sensitive discount. And remember that the description area is adjustable. So you can remove the discount, you can remove the deadline, or you can bring it back anytime that you want, which means that it's okay to have the fixed actual price in the video because you've got the description to play around with. Does that make sense? Now, Kat, in the video, you're not going to like this, or maybe you will. I'm not really sure, all right? But either you or Gemma, or ideally you and Gemma, should be in the video. Even if it's just a quick B-roll that shows the two of you, in action, doing a bit of yoga, enjoying a bit of a swim, smiling, looking happy. Because let's face it, ultimately, people, if you think about it, people aren't just buying this retreat. They're buying you and they're buying Gemma. If you see what I mean. They're buying to be accompanied by you. And the fact that neither of you are in the video is, in my opinion, a shame and a loss to the ad. Okay, you and I did so much work on video marketing before. This is the time to use it, Kat. Now, if you absolutely don't want to be in the video, or Gemma doesn't want to be in the video, that's okay as well. But if that is the case, then the pain, the solution, and the promise related to knowing your avatar inside and out needs to be super on point. Remember what we talked about in the early sessions when you were working with me? You need to know your avatar like the back of your hand. You need to know them better than they know themselves. You need to speak in their language. So you need to address their pain, their challenge, because that is how you establish trust from the get-go, because you're telling them, I get you. I know where you're at. I know where you are right now, and this is the solution. And if you do this solution with us, this is my promise. This is the transformation that will happen as a result. And Kat, I'm sorry to say, but the quote unquote, the problem that I see in a lot of the text or copy that you're using, certainly in the beginning parts, is it talks a lot about solutions and what people can expect when they're there, but I don't feel it connects strongly enough emotionally with why people should go there. What are they going through right now? What are they feeling? Now, you don't want to overdo that either, but I feel that there's not enough of it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's okay to lead with solutions in your copy, but in basic marketing 101, it's always best to demonstrate that you understand your avatar's pain and challenge first. Because human beings generally don't like or trust solutions being given to them without the diagnosis first, right? You have to prove to me that you get me first before I'll buy into your solution. You have to connect with me emotionally. Now, I also understand that your retreat applies to different types of people. Okay, so you've got a young lady here, and then a bit further along, you've got a sporty lady there. Then you've got a bloke, a bearded bloke in an ice tub. Then you've got another lady here, looking happy. Then you've got a bunch of different people here. Then you've got a couple here. Okay, now I understand that it is representative of the different types of people that you can help, but it is also marketing 101, which I trained you on when we were working with each other a few years ago, right? It is this famous saying, if you market to everyone, you're marketing to no one. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that you can't use different group photographs where there's loads of different people. Yes, you can, but your copy needs to be emotionally tied to your avatar, as if you are speaking to an individual, a person. And that's where the importance of the groundwork of defining your avatar first becomes the foundation of all of this. Now, I just want to be clear again. It's okay that you're selling the concept to lots of different kinds of people. Okay, that's okay. But your avatar, at the very least, should be the sum total representative of the values of your ideal customer. So it's almost like they are the ambassador or the representation of all your customers in the form of one. So this person has an age, this person has a lifestyle, has an occupation, has a relationship status. You're giving this person an identity and you're speaking directly to that person. Does that make sense? What's even better is if the images correspond with the avatar and is uniform with that avatar. But if your customers are not gender specific, i.e. they could be men or they could be women, that's okay to use different images as long as your copy speaks to the avatar as if it were as if they are an individual. Now, Instagram has different rules to Facebook, as you know. So you can't put links in the description like you can on Facebook. So it represents a different degree of challenge when you're using it for a promotion. Instagram is a very visual platform, right? I actually think that this bit here is a great script for you to say, yes, Kat, a video. It's probably also a good idea to use like, the language that the platform uses. So if it's DM, isn't it? So DM me for the details. And like I said earlier in the video, if you're going to ask them to DM you, in exchange for that, give them something to excite them, right? Whether it's a free PDF, brochure, or a discount code with a time deadline. I think a Facebook reel or a Facebook video with you and or Gemma saying all this stuff here would be more powerful and attention grabbing. Now, so far we've been talking about all of this organic advertising, which is free, but is also harder to do because you're doing it manually, right? A quick way to certainly get eyeballs on your promotions or on your ads is to consider paid advertising on somewhere like Facebook. But if you're going to invest in something like that for future events, you've got to have your avatar nailed down and also your copy for the the pain, solution, promise sequence that I was telling you about. And last but not least, we need a marketing plan. and or a business plan. Do you have a business stroke project plan for either of these events, right? Because if you do, great, fantastic. We can maybe look at that and I can help you refine it. If you don't, another rap on the wrist, Cat. We must have something written down. So here's a marketing funnel, right? It would start with our offer. Our offer is contingent on us understanding our avatar and speaking to our avatar and deciding which routes that we're going to take to get the offer in front of them, whether it's organic advertising, like what we've just been talking about, or whether it's paid advertising. The avatar, speaking to the avatar and offering it to them is the first step. And the second step is once they respond or there's interest, we need some form of lead capture, whether that's an official landing page, a sign up page, or a direct to booking page. Okay, I didn't really see any of that in any of these ads, so it's definitely something that should be in place to ensure that we either capture interest or we get to booking immediately or quickly. I think you have that on the May event, right? But it's also good to have another landing page, one landing page for people to book directly if they want, but also for those slow burners, another lead capture page where they sign up for more information about the event, the upcoming event, in exchange for, as I mentioned, a PDF, a brochure, an e-flyer, or a discount code is another way to go. Because then what happens is that then you've got their email address, so you can update them for the upcoming event, but also you've got their email address for any other future products or services that you might want to sell to them, right? And ideally, you don't want to be doing this, tippy tapping on your on your keyboard all day long. You want to have an automated system that follows this up. In layman's terms, an email sequence, but something that is automated and takes them on a journey, so that it virtually acts as your virtual salesperson, if you will, right? And for people that provide their phone numbers to you or want to discuss it with you, then we have, last but not least, the sales process. What is your sales process, Kat? How and what do you say to someone when you're on the phone to them that will take them from start to finish to lead them to a close with integrity, but in a way that helps them to act sooner rather than later if this is a good fit for them, which it should be, 99% should be, because they should only come in to this sequence if they are your avatar. They've responded to your call to arms because you spoke their language, because you know them even better than they know themselves, which means that you are the person to help them. You are the best person to help them. Okay, Cap? I hope these help. I give them to you with quote unquote tough love. And remember, fundamentals, get the basics down. And my door is open if you want to work with me again, for me to help you and guide you with the coaching and mentoring for other things. Just let me know, okay? All the best for now. Cheers.